Hey guys, earlier this month, a new study came out in the New England Journal of Medicine. It's a clinical trial assessing the efficacy of a drug called Repatha. Repatha is a type of injectable medication called a PCSK9 inhibitor, and it lowers LDL in the blood by creating more absorption of LDL into the liver. Now, the headlines for this study claim that Repatha reduced the risk of cardiovascular events by 25%. But let's look at the study. There was a treatment group who took the drug and a control group that did not take the drug. 8% of people in the control group had a cardiovascular event, and only 6.2% of people in the treatment group had an event. So the group who took the drug saw a very mild benefit. The absolute risk reduction, the actual benefit from taking the drug, is only 1.8% better. Let's look at this a different way. Hypothetically, if there were 100 people in each group, this means that 8 people not taking the drug had a cardiovascular event, and 6.2 people taking the drug had an event. So the drug's ability to reduce the risk of an event in 100 people is a difference of less than 2 events between the treatment group and the control group. So statistically, there's almost no benefit. So why do the headlines say 25% risk reduction? Well, if you compare the 8% of people who had an event in the control group relative to the 6.2% of people in the treatment group, you could technically report this as about a 25% relative risk reduction. However, relative risk reduction is not very clinically helpful, and it's irresponsible to report it this way because it doesn't give the actual risk reduction and makes the drug seem much more effective than it actually is. These tactics are used by Big Pharma for the purpose of marketing. Some may say that 1.8% is better than nothing, but to me, a less than 2% risk reduction is not worth it, and here's why. Another clinical trial on these medications, called the 4-year trial, found that these drugs were very effective at lowering LDL levels in people, but it also found that taking the drug increased the risk of overall mortality from any cause. There have also been 2 systematic reviews looking at multiple clinical trials of these drugs. One concluded that the data available from randomized trials does not clearly support the use of these antibodies, and the other found that these drugs did not improve cardiovascular outcomes, and they increased the risk of all-cause mortality. These results are not surprising, as there is no reliable research showing that higher levels of LDL cholesterol cause heart disease. So trying to reduce LDL with drugs is not going to prevent heart disease because it does nothing to address the actual causes of heart disease. If you want to learn the actual causes of heart disease and how to prevent it, comment heart below and I'll send you more information about my heart health mentorship program. Stay healthy out there.